Hello and welcome to Stream On. I am Hollis James, and with me is Eila Mel. Hello, Eila.
Well, hello there.
Before we jump into this week's film, I just wanted to say thank you for turning me on to The Gilded Age, because I just finished season 1 last night. Very satisfying.
It's going to get so much better even.
I can't wait. I'm rocketing into. We are trying hard to avoid spoilers because it's already season 3 just ended.
Great. Yeah. Season 3 just started. So I think there's
started.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So I'll be caught up soon, but loving it.
I just rewatched the whole thing too.
Smart. I do that usually with series I really like when a new season drops. Like I did that with the Stranger Things stuff. And yeah, that's the way to go. So thank you for that.
Oh, I'm excited that you're watching. Maybe we can talk about it soon.
Ooh, I like that idea.
I just rewatched The Comeback seasons 1 and 2 because it's coming back. Did you ever watch The Comeback?
I never did. I've heard good things.
Oh my gosh. It's fantastic. It's like the most cringe show ever.
See,
it's fantastic.
I don't like cringe.
Then you might not like this, but it's
okay.
Good.
Well, thank you for telling me that. I will give it my full attention for one episode, and I'll either love it or I'll run screaming for the hills. But
oh my gosh. And they do a season like every 10 years, I think.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it in years. So that I respect that. It's like, go away when you have something new to say, come back. You know? So often they're slaves to the machinery.
Right.
You know, and
like certain shows you can't believe they're still on. What else could they say?
Insane.
I know.
So anyway, thank you for that. We are now jumping into a film from this year.
Is it this year? Okay, great. Well, that's
this year, I believe. I am wrong.
Oh, when is it? Last year?
2024, yes.
It might not be a full year old, though.
It might not be a full year old. It is Heretic. Eila had to correct me because I said
you were thinking Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
Yes, The Heretic.
This is a better movie than Exorcist 2 by far.
But most movies are. That is not a really good one.
That's true.
You know, for years, I think, isn't The Heretic 2 John Frankenheimer?
Is it? Oh, I don't know.
Because I think for years, he was always doing the sequel to my boy, Billy Friedkin. Like he did French Connection 2, he did Exorcist 2 to Heretic. But anyway, this is Heretic, starring Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
And it's written by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, who created In a Quiet Place. Or is it just A Quiet Place?
Is it the John Krasinski movies?
It is.
It's just A Quiet Place.
Just A Quiet Place.
You're adding words.
I don't know why I need my prepositions and articles to be a part of it, but yeah. So I guess they got to write and direct this because of the strength of that, and I loved it.
I know, it's so good. It's you just don't know where it's going to go.
No, and from the opening, I automatically loved the two girls. They are Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East. Sophie Thatcher from Yellow Jackets, Chloe East from True Blood.
Oh, I never watched True Blood, so she's new to me.
Nor did I, yeah, but apparently she also did some Steven Spielberg stuff, like The Fabelmans and something else. Yeah. But yeah, I love them. They're the perfect yin-yang.
They are. They're very different, but yet they come from the same place.
One of the things I thought was really cool about it is they're not really broadly drawn. They have some nuance, but the one you think is the alpha and the one you think is the weak one,
right?
They play with that later on.
Right. Just sort of by chance, maybe it has to flip, and it does.
Yeah. And the one I was worried about, I'm like, oh shit, that's my girl. And they mess with like, who's the final girl? It's very cool.
I know. I love that you don't know. And I thought they were both going to have the same fate. So.
Right. It was looking that way.
Yeah. It wasn't looking good.
Yeah. I like the way the film it takes you down a road and then it pulls you back. And you're like, oh, it's not that. It's this. And then it's like, no, it's not that. It's this.
You can't, you almost experience what they're experiencing with not really knowing exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Like you don't know more. Usually as an audience member, you know more than the character because you see other clues, but we're not clued in And I
Not,
like that.
not at all. Yeah, I like that too. So if people haven't seen it, it concerns two Mormon girls who are going door to door with a list of people who requested more information about the Church of Latter-day Saints.
That's amazing to me that people would request information about the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Well, I would say it's amazing to me too, except I know from Glengarry Glen Ross, some people just like talking to salesmen.
Well, that's true.
There's some lonely people out there, but also there are people who are searching for a greater power in their life. I can kind of buy it, but I also think it's that sort of box you check without thinking about it when you're doing other things and you're like, what? I didn't request this. Because he seems to have to be reminded, like most people, I'm sure, that he requested it.
Oh, do you think? I didn't get that. I got that he very much knew that I feel like he was waiting for them to come by at some
Oh,
point.
well, then, yeah, I could believe it. He's just a great actor then, because he was like, what? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, he's so pitch perfect. And the great thing is, his house, and it's like lightly snowing or raining or something, his
Yeah.
house looks like such a sweet, charming place to live where you'd love to trick or treat.
Right.
And I love that right before he opens the door, you hear this clomping around inside and this flicker of lights you can see. And there's this feeling of like something wicked this way comes. It's
Uh,
just what is going on? And then you see him and it's Mr. Charming.
right. He looks like Mr. Rogers with a sweater and, you
He
know.
does. And it's Hugh Grant who you love. He's just, a new Jack Cary Grant, but he's older now.
Yeah,
So it gives him a little kind of mysterious quality. But his affability is incidentally why Ted Bundy managed to be so successful for years, killing
exactly.
people.
Exactly. That's why he's such perfect casting. Whoever thought of him was brilliant because he just inherently brings charm to the role. He can't help that.
Yeah, it's almost like four funerals hold the wedding.
Right.
It's like the flip, it's the inverse of what you're expecting. And I love it too because when we open, we see the two girls having their sex talk
Right.
about sexing and pornography. Like they don't even have the right words.
Right. They don't use modern lingo.
No, they're very old fashioned. And we pull back as they're talking. And it's just brilliant having this billboard on the back of their bench that's like a condom ad.
Right. And is that a big giant penis? There's like a
It,
condom and then something else.
I
What is
think
that?
it's a condom as if it's being worn by a penis. And it
That's
just
very
says,
unusual to see
it
an
says
actual.
like, yeah, why, who says size doesn't matter or
It's
something.
so weird.
So
But just
weird.
that alone should give you a clue that something's not quite right.
No, and also that they're not worldly.
Right. Because they get tricked by a bunch of little girls.
They do. I drew a lot of comparisons while I was watching it to Silence of the Lambs.
Really?
Yeah, there are
Okay.
moths, which are like a symbol in it. It has to do with an underground labyrinth.
Yes, that's true.
There's a scary guy in a house who the character has no idea that this is a bad guy.
Right.
And the opening where you see Clarice Starling in Silence of the Lambs, and she's like running the FBI obstacle course, and she's in an elevator with all men, and she's just standing defiantly. And she has these moments where she stands up for herself and speaks truth to power to her boss, who's like, so that later, when she has her big confrontation, you're like, oh, she can handle it.
Right.
But in this one, we see that like some girls pull down the skirt of one of them,
Right.
like
Like teenage girls. Yeah.
teenage
Take
girls,
advantage.
and their naive talk about sex. They are not ready for this,
Even Sophie Thatcher, the worldly one, supposedly,
supposedly.
even she is only like one step ahead of the other one.
Barely, yeah. The one girl is naive and the other one is suspicious. But then she sees that moth as like the harbinger that something is up, and I like the labyrinth aspect of the house too.
The miniature, the model of the
The
house.
miniature model, it's like so cool and weird. But the second it hits like the whole woman in the basement thing, it's like a different movie.
And okay, well let's do part one because I have a lot of questions about the woman in the basement.
Good.
So let's talk about it before that.
We're in the living room.
Yeah. Okay, so they come to Hugh Grant's door and he invites them in and they can't go in unless there's a woman in the house. They might not be the most worldly for sure because they just take his word for it and they just go in. It's I always feel bad for people who have to go into people's homes as part of their job because how do you know that something like this isn't going to happen?
Yeah, cable guy, like anybody who goes in, pizza delivery, you may never.
I know.
Yeah.
They could get stuck there for a long time.
Yeah. And another way we know these are not worldly people, there are a million red flags while they're still on the stoop outside. You know?
You say are some of the red flags.
He doesn't show them his wife.
Right.
He just okays it. He's like, oh, well, will my wife do?
Yeah.
And if you're going to take someone's word for it without seeing the woman, then you might as well not have a rule.
Exactly, right? Because, right. You should say, well, she needs to come to the door and bring us in.
Yeah.
Because what's the point of the rule? Anyone could say anything.
It's insane. And once they get in the living room, they allow him to shut the door behind them. And he just breezily mentions, I hope you're okay. The walls are all, and the ceilings are all steel.
Well, I wouldn't know what that means. Does that mean anything to you when he said it?
It didn't at first, but I would ask him to repeat it. I'd be like, what does that signify? Like,
right.
Your cell phone won't work.
And is that true? Does the science measure up? Is that?
Yeah. I mean, they put people's cell phones in a steel box if they don't want it to.
Okay.
It's dangerous.
That is. So, yeah. So he says that there's steel in the ceilings and the walls because we later find out that cell phone won't work in that case because they pretend to make a phone call or to get a phone call and he knows that they're lying.
Yeah.
But we start to have this discussion about the Church of Latter-day Saints and he is very prepared. Like I'm sure they've never met someone this prepared.
We learned very quickly that he's been studying religion many years longer than these girls have been on this planet.
Right. They even say, you know more than us.
Yeah. And it's so funny, and it brings into question the whole idea of missionary work and who they send. Like it's seen, I think, but given the age of the people they send, as almost paying your dues and something you do at the very inception of your faith.
It's if you've seen Book of Mormon, you would know that.
Right. But I mean, shouldn't it be at the tail end? Shouldn't they send like the most learned, the kind of like high ups, the people with their stripes?
One.
Yes, that's great.
So this way, there's someone who knows the score a little bit, and then the other person learns from them. But two newbies like that.
Yeah, it's odd.
It could be dangerous.
Yeah, they're just lambs to the slaughter here.
Right.
And also, they meet someone who puts them on their heels, who has questions they don't have the answers for.
Right. Yeah. He's asking them these things and they don't know. They don't, because they're so new. They are.
But they're so sweet. They handle it so well.
Well, they do. Yeah. I mean, they're charming, but they're not equipped to take him on. I mean, he's just way smarter than them.
Here's something I don't get. If it's me, once I discover I'm locked in and can't leave, I don't go deeper into the house. I stay in the living room.
Right. You stay as close to the door.
Of course, we'd have no movie, but
well, that's true.
I'm just surprised at their decision. And maybe it speaks to their belief in people.
Maybe.
Their innocence.
But if you're in danger, you don't believe that person who is keeping you somewhere. You can't believe anything they say. And that's their big mistake. They believe him when he says, there's a door here, there's a door here, and there's no other doors. I mean, there may be, but, not available to them. It's just a basement dungeon kind of thing.
Yeah. Also, again, like, just, I always question characters' motivation. And like, it's easy for me to say one thing because I'm not in that situation. But the fact that these two young but old enough women don't at any point earlier try to overpower him or to, I don't know, grab something and hit him. And like, I'm just, and I know that that's a man take. And
It is
that's
because
like,
women are, brought up hopefully not anymore, but to be nice, be polite, not to do anything embarrassing. It's very different.
yeah, I realize that's the message there.
Yes. If there's a chance you could be wrong, you might not do it. Because
Right.
what if he's innocent? So, but that's the wrong message. We should be more like what you're saying.
Well, I mean, how many times has a man guessed wrong and then just apologized? Like,
exactly.
Hold the guy down and threaten him, and then, oh, all right, I didn't realize.
I know. There's this guy. His name is Gavin DeBecker. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
So he is an expert in insecurity and stuff like that. And he wrote this book called The Gift of Fear. And he talks all about this, about women. If you even suspect something, just confront the man. The worst that will happen is that you'll have to apologize. But a man wouldn't even think twice about that. He makes that point.
Yeah.
Like if someone's following you, turn around and just look at them and confront them.
Right.
It's so opposite to what, how we're brought up.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know why, like my wife is always saying, like, I don't understand why boys and girls aren't raised the same. Why do you say to one what you wouldn't say to the other,
Right. But it's so many years of just being conditioned one way, but hopefully that's changing. I think it is changing, and I hope so, for sure.
Yeah. One of the first major clues we get.
Right, because first they're just having a conversation. All seems
Yeah. He says that his wife is in the kitchen and that she's making pie.
Right. And guess what kind of pie it is? And they smell blueberry pie.
Mm-hmm. And so there's a candle on the table in front of them. And one of the moments where, one of the characters realizes they're in deeper than they had suspected is the candle. She turns it around and it says blueberry pie scented or whatever. And I was immediately like, he should have just put that in the kitchen. Why would he put it in front of them? But then later we learn that he was actually putting it right under her nose. It's
right,
like
he's doing it on purpose. He's challenging.
Yeah. And that's at the heart of this movie, is someone challenging the faith of these girls. And
right, he didn't trap them there to kill them necessarily. He trapped them there I don't know what his ultimate goal is, but maybe just like he's obsessed with religion, actually. He knows not just the Mormon religion, he knows every religion.
Every iteration, as he says. And he likens them to board games.
Right.
But I couldn't decide. Let me ask you a question, because I feel that the board games, talking about religion, the back and forth about scripture was all just prelude for him. It was all
foreplay?
It was all foreplay for him. I'm sorry, my mind. And it was going to go to the second place anyway. Mm-hmm. But he likes to have fun and play with his quarry before that.
And I think he's also, it's like he's right, he's getting to know who they are and how they're going to react too.
Right. But in my opinion, it didn't matter what they said. There was no magic answer they could have given him. Even if they had come up with what the one true religion was in the living room or parlor, they're going to the basement, right?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Because they have to meet the woman in the basement. That's a big, big deal.
Right. The prophet, as he calls her.
That's like the true test, it seems.
Or at least that's his magic trick.
Right. Right. We have to talk about So they quickly realize there's no wife. No wife is ever going to come out. And they keep asking to see her. And he keeps saying yes. And he keeps saying she's coming. But then at one point, he just drops the whole facade. And he says, why didn't you question? Or does anyone still think that my wife is ever going to come out?
That is such a great line.
It really is.
The whole thing turns on a dime and it becomes him dropping clues to him just kind of being right in their face about what he's doing. It's
Right.
scary.
He's not hiding. He really isn't trying to deceive them. He's already deceived them. Just getting them in the house. He won.
Yeah. Oh, he won for sure.
So now it's playing out the way he wanted it to.
It is. And it's terrifying because it's like he shits on their good faith every minute before that. Like
Yeah.
he makes like they were giving themselves over to the conversation. And at that moment, he steals every good intention they had from them. And they feel stupid as well as trapped.
Right. So it's terror, and then you kind of blame yourself a little bit.
Yeah, which is hateful to do.
But also, we find out later that, the one true religion to him is control, and he's controlling the situation. I mean, he's in complete control.
Right.
So, it's almost like they're his disciples almost.
Yeah. The idea of iterations, like, I remember I was an altar boy, and I remember having sometimes heated discussions with my parents who were constantly trying to make me go to church and whatever. I rebelled more and more the older I got. And I pointed out some of the inconsistencies in the Bible and some of well, how come, there's a story about Muhammad doing this the same as Jesus did. And how come, like, bringing all it, and if you go back even further, like Christian faith took an awful lot from the pagans, and he brings that up and he has these things. And he talks about monopoly and the different iterations and things that are stolen. And when he put on The Air That I Breathe by the Hollies.
Right.
The Hollies, one of my all-time favorite 60s bands, maybe top 10 British bands. It's amazing to me because I was like, oh, that's so funny that he put that on, because actually Radiohead kind of stole. And as I'm saying that in my mind, he brings up Radiohead kind of using or borrowing the melody and the lines from it. And then he talks about another song that borrows from it. And I'm like, iterations, like that's his whole thing. Mm-hmm. And it's so deftly done.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. I mean, he's not right, but not completely right in the head, but
no,
he's very smart.
An evil genius.
Exactly. You could see him being a cult leader.
Yeah. And he's been in this house, and you know what great characters do? They make you wonder about his backstory. I thought of his upbringing. It was either wildly oppressive in a religion, or it was like, he's been searching his whole life for something.
That seems more like it to me, just because he's so obsessed with it.
But how is he in that sweet little house? Where does that basement come from?
What's his job? I mean, I would like to know more about this guy. There could be a prequel.
Oh God, there's gonna be. You just did it. Yeah. If only they could bring back young Hugh Grant. Maybe AI. There's some foreshadowing of the prophet being reborn in the basement, because they briefly mention, he asks, what's your favorite fast food? More iterations. And they mention things. He brings up Taco Bell. And one of the girls is like, we don't talk about Taco Bell. Right. And we learn later it's because one girl had an episode at a Taco Bell through E. coli, I believe.
Right, where she almost died.
She almost died and was obviously brought back to life.
Right.
And later, the way that she's brought back, much the way that his fake resurrection,
right,
gives way to their real resurrection.
All right, well, let's go into it, because I have questions about this. Okay. I'm not sure I fully grasp a whole woman in the basement. So they go in the basement. That's where he really wanted them to end up. They have to choose a door, but both doors lead to this basement anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What door. But okay, so there's this woman, and she comes with an actual blueberry pie. She does pie being baked.
Great callback.
So he didn't even need the candle. He was just setting a trap.
Yeah.
So she comes to, but there's something. What's in the pie? What did he say it was? Do you remember?
Is it strychnine or something? Is
Maybe
it
something that, so she's going to eat this woman. I mean, she doesn't look good, let me tell you.
she doesn't get much sun.
No. I mean, I think the word crone was developed for her.
Yeah. For
She
sure.
looks like a witch out of a fairy tale.
She does.
And so stringy hair, you know, the whole nine. And
Mhm.
so she comes with this pie, and so she starts eating it, and she's going to die from eating this pie. But he explains that she's a prophet and she will be reborn. Okay, so what is actually happening? How does she come back? Because she does come back. Is it the
Sh-
switch? Is that what something happened?
Yeah, she ends up dying from the pie. And he probably starved her for days and gave her instruction to bring out the pie and eat it. And she didn't know what would happen, probably.
And she
And
eats it in
then,
the most disgusting way, by the way.
yeah, she's
There's no
not.
it's really gross.
It's so bad. And so she dies. The girls hear like a doorbell. So they run up to the door to try to get attention or whatever.
That's the diversion.
The diversion. During that period, the corpse is disposed of, and another old crone gets put at the table in her stead, but not quite exactly in the same pose, which
Now,
one of the
one of
girls notices.
the more innocent of the girls, she notices that. The other one doesn't. The
Right.
smarter, supposedly.
Alpha doesn't notice, but Omega does.
Right, exactly. So then she does seemingly come back to life, but she was always alive. So that's what's happening.
Right.
Okay.
And that's Hugh Grant's magic trick. That's his big reveal. That's him trying to show that he has control.
But who is getting rid of the body? And who is ringing the doorbell? Like, does he have a helper?
The other woman,
Oh,
that's
okay.
her gig, I guess. She's supposed to
Oh,
do this, move the table, dump
okay.
her. Yeah.
But she's not an accomplice, right? She's probably another victim.
She's under his control.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
It's so sad and it's so weird the way he has these people kept,
Women, only women.
women, and they're dressed like people in the Bible. They're
I
like,
know.
yeah,
No, it's weird. It's, yeah, definitely. It's like you're watching The Crucible.
exactly.
Yeah.
At one point, and maybe you could tell me the significance, he takes out a birth control implant from the one girl's arm.
Right. Well, he doesn't know what it even is.
He doesn't. The other one, the innocent one, does.
He figured it. Well, so
She
this is
figures
how
it.
we know he's completely gone mentally, because he thinks she's some kind of alien or something. I mean, he's got this whole theory because she has this implant in her arm.
Right.
And so then the one who turns out to be the smarter of the two, Omega, she says,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're wrong. I think that's a birth control device. Now, we're supposed to be surprised that she's on birth control when she's supposed to be so innocent and holy.
Right.
But okay, that's besides the point.
Mm-hmm. Also, can I just say, how amazing is science?
That you can put something in your heart.
In
I know.
your arm.
I know. I don't even understand how it works. I guess
I
it's
don't understand.
something.
But that's real. You've checked out the science. It's real.
I have not checked out the science, but I do know it exists. And
It's
IUDs
amazing.
have been around a long time. So yeah,
Well, yeah, but not in your arm. Like that's crazy.
no, they owe it. Yeah.
Your
There are
arm?
devices that go in your arm. Yes. I
This is
know.
how ignorant I am. I was just like, how on earth? Like I'm trying to picture things happen down there.
Yes. But it must, I don't know. It's got to block something from happening. I don't know.
Okay.
Desperately need a doctor or a nurse or
Yeah.
just a more informed person to come and help us.
Yeah.
Because we don't understand how this science works, but we could Google that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so then, all right, so he's confronting the two girls downstairs. So do they believe that this woman is resurrected, or do they know?
I think they're playing along. They just go with it because
Okay.
he wants them to, and they're trying not to make the lion eat them.
Right, okay,
That they're
but
in the
the
room
lion
with.
does attack. He attacks the alpha.
Does.
He actually just out of nowhere slits her throat because he thinks she's going to resurrect because she did once before. Yeah, that didn't turn out very well.
No, I tell you, I like the way that I hated that it happened, but I like the way it was handled because we're getting the sense they're about to make their big move. They're about to attack. And isn't like magic underwear their code word for the other one to
Yes,
like
right.
stab him? So she says it and we get the climax, but not the one the audience is expecting. He chooses that moment out of nowhere to slit her throat. And then we all of a sudden the audio goes and we just hear this muffled, almost like shell shock
Yeah,
sound.
right.
And the other one is almost in slow motion, like reeling from it. And we're just seeing her collapse to the ground. It's handled really well, I think.
It is. So there, sometimes I don't do very well having some medical tests done. And I get to the point where I have to lay down and, I get very woozy. And that
Mhm.
is something that happens. Like I don't like sounds very far away. So I wonder if that's supposed to be like what she's experiencing in that moment when her throat is slit.
Oh, that's interesting. I could believe that.
Yeah. So it could be something like that.
Yeah, it works. Maybe there's a reason it feels so natural because maybe
Maybe.
that's what happens to us.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't see it coming. Did you? That he was
No.
going to do this to her? I mean, you're not supposed to. There's no.
And that's what's great about it is you even though we're like an hour and whatever minutes in at that point, you're starting to feel he's all bark and no bite
Until.
until that moment. Because
Right.
right up until then, he's playing games.
Yeah.
And granted, someone dies, but they almost die of their own choosing, it seems. He can't pull the strings and make her eat the pie.
Right. Although
He's
she didn't know, probably.
right, but it's not a slasher film until then.
No, exactly. Now, do you think he wanted her to die because he wanted her to die, or it was a test of faith?
I think he chose one to sacrifice. He was choosing which one he wanted to take all the way to the end.
But you don't think he chose her because she had beaten death once before to
I
see if she
don't I don't
can?
think so. If anything, I think he picked whichever one's faith was stronger and he went to kill the other one
Okay.
because it's faith versus faith.
Mhm.
And he wanted the true disciple. And that one girl from Utah was hardcore.
Yeah,
You
she
know,
was.
she bought in all the way. So that's his nemesis, that's his adversary for this final game. And I
Okay.
think the other one was just going to be the pawn. That's her prophet. He had his prophet.
Okay, so now what happens though? So she starts to fight back.
The moment that she makes her move,
Yeah.
he like sidles up behind her. It's like she reaches all the way through to his labyrinth to his little cache of victims who are waiting to be the prophets for his next
Mm.
doorbell ringer. And she figures out everything and she realizes the one true religion, which is control. And we're at the end of it all. And then we feel like he's all right, I've had enough fun. And he's about to end it. And that's when she attacks with the letter opener right in his jugular.
Yeah.
I love that moment.
I know she's such an unlikely hero, but
And
she is.
she's earned it.
She is. Yeah.
She's
Right.
earned it.
Right. Like she's matured through this whole thing.
Oh my God.
Because the
No one's
person
going to,
going in is not the same person that's coming out.
exactly. No one's going to be pulling down her skirt again
That's right.
anytime soon.
Yeah, yeah. But then the other one does come back. So what happens here?
Yeah, I think that's just a momentary spasm almost.
I think she wasn't quite dead and she had like this moment.
But it comes on the heel of the other girl who, even though she's got strong faith, she admits to him that prayer doesn't work because
She
there was an experiment. And yet she's like, but it just feels good to pray for other people, even you. And she starts praying for him. And you could see the other girl coming to life momentarily to smash him as being the answer to that girl's prayer.
maybe, yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's cool.
It did work. And now she had a whole thing about butterflies that she was talking about earlier in the movie? Do you remember what she was saying? Something about when she dies, did she say?
No, that's what's cool. I'd have to watch it a third time to get the butterfly.
That's the last image, her with a butterfly, and then the butterfly disappears.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, is she alive? Is she dead? Is
the butterfly her friend?
Could
Reincarnated?
Be. Oh no, that was fast.
Yeah.
It's an immediate. I don't know. A lot of questions, but it's worth, you definitely have to watch it a few times. I only saw it twice now.
Me too.
So yeah, I feel like there's still more to mine from this. I almost want to go back and watch it again now so I can get
an
understanding.
I tell you, there aren't many movies made today that are basically a three-hander.
Yeah.
All the way through. We get a little Topher Grace, which is nice as their like pastor or whatever.
Well, first of all, I was shocked it was even him because the first shot of him looked nothing like him.
Yeah. I love him from that 70s show. I love that kid. Yeah.
But then he was great. He was of no help to her. You think the man is going to come in and help, and he was of no help. He saw that they should have been back, but they weren't.
If anything, he was there to reinforce just how easily Hugh Grant's character gets away with this.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again.
But he could have easily lured him in, and he didn't even want him because he just goes after women. Because he's more innocent than they did.
Right. Right.
There's that one setup where he says, I have one question to ask you. And then it's, about the Church of Latter-day Saints. It's not about
Do you have this pamphlet? I was impressed at the acting, at the way that the three of them bantered off each other. They were playing many different levels all at once. There was no weak link. You have Hugh Grant, who he's got decades in the business.
Yeah, he can do anything.
He can do anything. And, that's kind of a heavy hitter to have opposite two actors who are that young, regardless of how good they are, and they are great.
Right.
But the fact that this was pulled off seamlessly, I couldn't recast this if I tried. No,
it was great. Hugh Grant started out his career one way, and it's just gone a very different way. And it's cool, I think, that he just does so many different kinds of things, because he could have easily just been a leading man, funny, charming leading man. But he started doing darker roles little by little, and so now he does everything. And
I think also as he got older, and as he got more lines on his face, and as he reached a different maturity, I think he kind of leaned into, roles that aren't for the young, roguish love interest as much anymore. And I think, it made for interesting choices. And now he's just on autopilot, like good shit comes to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Even if there's a bad movie that he does, he's never bad in it.
No. He always walks between the raindrops. Yeah. He can do any kind of part. Cool. Anything closing further to say about this one?
No, I just recommend that people watch it. It's on
Hulu is how I saw it.
Hulu, I think I might have watched it on HBO Max. I'm not really sure. I don't remember, but it's on several different.
Yeah. So that's what's good. I mean, this is one of those movies that's been kicking around almost a year already. Yeah. Isn't that ridiculous? Yeah, there's people who still haven't seen it. Like I only saw it for the first time a couple of months ago. So
it's a hidden gem, though. It's one of those that, just wasn't a huge hit in theaters, but it's so worth the time.
Yeah. So yeah, we really, really enjoyed it. I just want to mention you can tell from the poster, the tagline is "Question Everything."
Well, that is good advice for life.
It is good advice for life. And it hits on many levels.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you, Eila.
All right. Well, let's talk next time on Stream On.
Take care.